Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shadow, and just like the title says, this is all going to be about weight loss journey. So this is my first video in this series. I have been on my weight loss journey for the last two and a half weeks. So not very long, but I wanted to take you on this journey with me, and I wanted to share with you along the way what works for me, what hasn't worked for me, kind of show you my different routines and show you what what tips I have learned along the way. Mind you, I did want to start off with this video and let you know exactly why I'm on this journey. I'm on this journey first and foremost because I love myself enough to put myself first. And to make myself happy. If I'm going to be honest with you guys, for the past year or so, it's been very tough to look at myself in the mirror. Solely because I just don't recognize myself. I have, in the last 2 years, just kind of let myself go in a way that I never thought that I would. And now, mind you, I'm a size 14 to 16, but I'm also a 5'4", so, you know, I'm kind of pretty petite in size, or short, I should say, not petite, but short in size. So carrying that kind of weight on me is not okay. It's not healthy. And I want to make sure that I'm healthy for myself, that I'm healthy for my children, and I want to make sure that I'm happy with myself. I think that you should love yourself enough to do whatever is going to make you happy. So if you are on a weight loss journey and you're just starting because it's the new year, you want to start fresh, and you want to crush it this year, then I hope that you stick around. I hope that you hit that subscribe button and come on this journey with me. Also too, I encourage you to please go over to my Instagram page. That's where I show a lot of my life and family life and all of that. So I want to make sure that you follow me on there because it's a lot easier for me to kind of bond with you and kind of create a conversation there as well. As long as I can't put words together, guys, as well as in the comment section of this video. But if you want to talk to me kind of like on a daily basis or something like that, Instagram is the place to go. I also wanted to share with you guys that the tips that I'm about to share with you are tips that I have found in many different areas. When I did my research, I found these tips to be in a lot of health books. I found them to be in a lot of articles, medical journals, weight loss assistance. I found them to be tips that other people have shared on social media and have shared their journey on there. These are a lot of the tips. So what I did was I picked the tips that were going to work the best for me. And I also picked tips that I saw kind of across the board because there's got to be something to it if everyone is sharing the same tip. So it has to be something that is going to kind of help you, especially if you are afraid of jumping in full force, because it can be very overwhelming to just kind of cut yourself off cold turkey. It works for some people, it doesn't work for others, and it definitely doesn't work for me. So grabbing small tips and kind of easing myself into this journey was the way that I knew I had to go in order to set myself up for success. So the first thing that I did was I picked one thing out of the processed staples that I have in my home to completely get rid of. And the one thing that I chose was my addiction to soda. Particularly Coca-Cola. I love Coke. I absolutely love soda. Well, not soda, but in particularly Coca-Cola. And I knew that that was the one thing I would have to give up. It was the one thing that I would have to literally put away and not buy it for my home, not drink it when I'm out and about or anything like that. I now, for the last 10 days, going on 11 days, have gone with no soda. And to be honest with you, I really haven't noticed any really strong cravings for it. I've craved it here and there, but I don't have anything like, I need to have a Coke or anything like that. I haven't had those kinds of effects. Mostly probably because I still do my caffeine in my coffee. I do have a cup of coffee. In the morning, I have 1 cup. It's very rarely when I have 2 cups of coffee. So I still get my caffeine there. So I haven't had any like caffeine headaches or anything like that. And what I replaced it with is I replaced it with this beautiful glass cup that I carry with me. It's super cute and pretty. And I carry 20 ounces of water with me at all times. And I normally drink about 3 of those a day, so anywhere between 40 to 60 ounces of water a day. Now, mind you, to some avid water drinkers, that might be nothing, but to me, it's huge because you're talking to someone who literally would go days without drinking water, and to now go to drinking water every single day in the amounts that I'm drinking it. Is huge for me, and so I'm pretty proud of myself. So if soda is something that is huge for you, I would suggest that you just take the plunge and just do it. Get rid of it in here. But either way, Coke was like my thing. I had a couple Cokes a day. It was pretty bad. I could literally sit down and gulp a 32 ounce, you know, one of those things from like the gas station. I know that sounds really terrible, but like from the Wawa, we have Wawas here in Florida now, and from the Wawa you get like the bigger styrofoam cup that's like a 32 ounce. I would drink that entire thing in a sitting and not even think twice about it. That is so much sugar and processed crap. It's unbelievable. So that was the one thing that I picked. Don't go crazy. Don't literally, if you're anything like me, there's no need for you to go into your pantry and literally like wipe out the shelves. Start with the one thing that you know is causing the most harm to you. It's the one thing that's really holding you back from losing the weight. That for me was soda, and that's the thing that I went ahead and said bye-bye to. So I have no regrets. We'll check in 30 days and see how I feel then. So that was the first thing that I did. This tip is probably one that I've heard since I was a kid. My dad is absolutely famous for this. He literally shops around, he literally goes around in a circle at the grocery store. He does not go into the little aisles. He's not into that. And so we always were eating fruits, vegetables. Hardly ever did we go down the aisles. But when we were with my mom, we could totally like get some snacks and things like that. But this is something that I have literally heard since I was a kid, and I have continued to hear into my 30s. And although I still go down a couple aisles, because let's just be honest, some of those aisles do have products that are pretty good for you, and products that are not going to cause you total harm either. But the idea is to get majority of your groceries from the outside and not the aisles. If you have to go into the aisles, it should be for a couple things here or there. But for the most part, you really should be picking all of those things that are in the perimeter of the supermarket, sorry. So this tip here can be a bit overwhelming, and I myself am still trying to figure out the labels and trying to figure out what's good, what's bad, what to stay away from. But here's my thing. The one thing that I did hear from many people and have read myself is the less ingredients, the better. And the simpler the ingredients, the better it is for you. Okay? So when you're reading those labels, you really want to make sure that you're looking at not only the calories, the sodium, and all of that stuff, but you need to read the actual ingredients that are in there. Some things that are healthy for you sometimes can be kind of covered up in the numbers, but if you actually look at the actual ingredients, if you start seeing things that you can't pronounce, things that you're just like, what the hell is that? And why is it in my food? Things like that, then you want to make sure that you kind of stay away from that. So I would definitely do a little bit more research on that. I'm still, like I said, learning myself on how to really read these labels, and what's good for me, what's not for me. It's probably the most helpful thing that you can do is to really learn how to read the labels. Cooking more at home. Once again, this is something that's really great for your pocket. Number two, you're cooking the ingredients yourself, so you have all control of what goes into that meal. You have the control of the sodium, you have control of the amount of calories that you want to serve, you have the portion control, you have literally full control of that meal, and that is the best thing you can ever do for yourself. And sometimes it's even better than what they serve you at the restaurant. So this is something that we have literally done. What we have started to do is Monday through Friday, but I'm very happy to say that this past weekend we only ate out one time, and it was at the noodle company. And we were very cautious about what we chose when we went out, but we have been cooking home cooked meals at home at least 5 or 6 times a week. So that is the goal that we are sticking to. If you guys want me to share any recipes or anything like that, let me know in the comments down below. So this tip here is one that has been incredibly helpful for me, at least, because it's all about changing your taste buds. It's all about switching from something that's it's not good for you, but it's also not the worst thing for you, and transitioning into something that is full in fiber, has all the nutrients that you need, and is way, way better for you and your body. So for example, I am Hispanic, and rice and beans is like huge for us. But the rice that we eat is white rice, and transitioning from white to brown rice is a tough one, especially if you're not used to that brown rice flavor, because it's kind of a little bit of that nutty kind of flavor to it. So if you are having the same kind of deal, whether it's rice or something else, mix it in. Do like a half and half. So, which is perfect, which is something that I have loved doing, is mixing half of white rice with half of the brown rice and mixing that in. And until you're just like, hey, you know what, I can do without it, and just eat the one thing that is better for you, then I suggest that this is a really great way to go about it. You don't feel the pressure of like, oh God, I feel like I'm eating cardboard, or I feel like I'm eating like something that I don't enjoy. Mix it with something that you do, and do half. You can do half and half, and then just kind of lessen the portions as you start changing your taste buds. So this last tip was something that I picked up a lot in my research. I love that in a lot of my research, people weren't encouraging me to just go cold turkey and be like, no, you need to cut everything out, and you need to completely change everything, and you need to eat just this. It's tough to do that. It's incredibly even harder when you have a family who, you know, enjoys certain treats, you know, not all the time, but they enjoy their own treats. And if you're just the only one who's like, okay, I'll just sit over here and not have a little cup of ice cream. You know what I mean? Because in my mind, I'm thinking that I can't have that. I can't have that. So what I love about this 80-20 is that 80% of the time I'm focusing to 80% of the time eating as clean as I possibly can. And then that 20% indulging in moderation when I want to, when I have those strong cravings. And really making sure that it's a craving and not that I'm just lacking hydration, because sometimes that's something that can get confused, is that if you're not drinking enough water, you're going to feel like you're hungry, and that's when the cravings come in, and then that kind of busts your meal, and then before you know it, you've eaten an entire bag of potato chips. So this is something that has been incredibly helpful in my mind. So this is more mind, not so much food-wise, but in my mind, it helps me to think like, oh, I've got a little bit of wiggle room. I won't feel so terrible if I indulge in a scoop of ice cream. You know what I mean? I won't feel so terrible if I indulge in a slice of cake at a birthday party. So those things are incredibly helpful to know, and know that I'm not a complete failure if those things were to happen. It's totally normal, and you should be able to enjoy something absolutely delicious and a treat for yourself. Alright guys, hopefully this video isn't super long, but I wanted to kind of give you just my full thoughts on these and how I came across them, and I hope that this is incredibly helpful to you. If it has been, please make sure to thumbs up this video. Make sure to comment down below with any tips that you may have. If you've been on a weight loss journey for months, if not years now, and you have found something that works amazingly well for you, let us know, share with us. We would love to hear what that is, because that can surely help myself or help someone else who's maybe the same body type, or has a different kind of mindset than from my own. Just share it. I encourage you to share it. This is a safe space to share this with, and yes, I hope to see you guys soon. I will be actually seeing you on Sunday, and I love you guys. I hope that you have a wonderful week, and I'll be seeing you soon. Bye.